modifications do you believe your constituents want made to the paid parking program? And if elected, would you promote and support those changes, and why?
I think a serious change that needs to be made to our current paid parking ordinance, or our parking ordinance, is after 66 years, corner lot owners are not able to park on both the front of their house and the side of their house. I think that's a disservice to our property owners here. I don't think a paid parking program was designed to harm or inconvenience our owners here. I think that is a change that I would absolutely support, and probably, if elected, bring up and encourage making that change.
Paid parking at the community center on Monroe Street is a popular location for small businesses to offer beach activities to residents, property owners, and visitors. Restaurants near the bridge and Halifax have free parking or limited 2-hour parking. The community center has the only public restroom on OIB and has covered picnic tables that are no longer free to use, as paid parking is required to access the community center. Would you support making Monroe Street limited or free parking in 2026?
Well, not to be argumentative with the person who asked the question, but we do have free restrooms at the Beaufort Water Tower, but there also you have to pay to park to use them. No, I think free parking, or maybe even a 2-hour window like we have at the park, at Town Center Park, would be appropriate. Town Center Park is a public facility. We paid for it, we support, and we allow 2-hour parking there for people to use it. I would be okay with doing the same thing with the parking at the community center. 2-hour free parking to use that amenity. And when we changed the ordinance to not allow cabanas on the beach, we heard a lot about younger children, infants, older people needing the shade, a place to stay cool on the beach. Maybe that would be a good reason also to allow the community center to be some free parking. If people start to overheat or are becoming uncomfortable with the heat, there you have an option that's free to you to use the community center, get a breeze, stay in the shade, use the picnic tables, use the restrooms, the water fountains there.
Is there anything about the current paid parking program window, quote unquote, that you would change, and why?
I would want to hear from our owners. There is a part of our annual budget that prints, when we print the budget, is the revenue policies. And one of those points is to maximize user fees, so the people that are using facilities are the ones that pay for the facilities primarily. That would encourage a larger window probably, or at least staying with the current window. There also are strong arguments for reducing the window. So here I'm going to fall back on what I've said several times. I want to hear from the people that I would serve if I do get elected as commissioner. What do you want to do with that window?
And then you've already touched on a couple of examples, but for this following question, I'm still going to ask it. What, if any, exceptions would you make to the existing parking program or rules?
The community center parking, the corner lot parking, definitely.